नमस्कार श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita प्रथम भाग तृतीय खंडो षष्ठ परिच्छेद and a very interesting discussion is going on. Sri Ramakrishna is telling us how duties drop off once we attain samadhi. And he had given that example to Shivnath Shastri that till the time you don't come, people keep on talking about you. But the moment you are here in this the hall, the pavilion, what happens? Everyone stops and they just say, "Oh, here is Shivnath." There is no need to talk about the greatness of Shivnath. There is no need to talk about what a wonderful person Shivnath is, what great teaching he gives. Nothing. Shivnath has come, people have seen him. The words they stop talking about Shivnath Shastri anymore. And then Sri Ramakrishna gave his own example that once having experienced the samadhi, how he couldn't make a water offering to the god. The moment he took water in the bowl of his palms, the water started falling down from the gaps between his fingers. And then his elder cousin Haldari, he told him, one attains this stage on reaching the stage of knowing the Lord. So, and then of course that wonderful example Sri Ramakrishna gave us yesterday, that how when you call Brahmins for a feast, a wonderful feast, there is a lot of noise till the time they sit on their seats. But once they sit on their seats, then all their attention is what is going to be served. And then suddenly someone says, "Hey, bring Luchi, serve Luchi to them." The noise level, the earlier noise level has come down significantly. And then when actually the food gets served in their plates, when they are eating Luchi and vegetables, then nothing. Then 75% of the noise level comes down. And finally, when the final round of curds is being served, that now all the festivities, the delicacies are over. Now we have to finish off. The lunch is over, and then comes the last serving of curds. And then that's it, they take the curd like this, and only that noise. And then Sri Ramakrishna said, after the lunch is over, what else? What next? Nothing but a sound sleep, and then all the noise stops. And then Sri Ramakrishna further continues the same topic. He says, তাই বলছি প্রথম প্রথম কর্মের খুব হইচই থাকে. That's why I say, Sri Ramakrishna says, therefore I say, in the beginning, there is a lot of activity, there is hustle, bustle of activity. Oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that, oh, I have to do that. I've got multitasking. That is what happens in the initial stages of one's, worldly life. ঈশ্বরের পথে যত এগুবে ততই কর্ম কমবে. And says, as you start more and more, you start advancing on the path of spirituality, on the path towards the God, the less your activities will be. Your activities already come down from that earlier hustle bustle. Then God takes care of this dog. God takes care of this dog to spend more and more time on the God. The Lord reduces your burden of activity. It is not that you are reducing. Automatically they drop off. They start dropping off. Today, if you are working 12, 14 hours a day, As you progress on the spiritual path, the Lord will see. Because you don't find time in all this hustle bustle of activities. You say, I don't find time to think about God. But as you take up this path, as you start walking down the line, then automatically the number of activities will come down. They will get lessened, and God will provide you the time to chant His name. It is not you have to do anything. It's the Lord who will do. You are just a puppet in His hand. But you should have that will. You should start that journey towards God. That is the only thing God wants. You start the journey, automatically He will lessen your activities. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, Sheshe Kormottag or Samadhi. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, finally, in the end, all the activities drop off. Kormottag, nothing to be done. And you get into Samadhi. You get into that transcendental bliss. That's what happens. And Sri Ramakrishna, again, Ramakrishna is full of examples. Any point that he has to explain to you, he will not just like a college professor or a school teacher, he will come and give the lecture and go away. No. He will give examples after examples to make you understand the point. And here is another example Sri Ramakrishna is giving how the duties drop off. Now he says, Gruhosther bow, অন্তঃসত্ত্বা হলে শাশুড়ি কর্ম কমিয়ে দে দোষ মাসে কর্ম প্রায় করতে হয় না. Now Sri Ramakrishna is giving the example that we can see in our households. What he says, when a housewife becomes pregnant, Gruhosther বউ অন্তঃসত্ত্বা হলে, when she gets pregnant, then শাশুড়ি কর্ম কমিয়ে দে. Then the mother-in-law reduces her duties. Like in a household, when the parents are there, then the sons and their sons' wives, daughters-in-laws are there, and then the daughters-in-law, they are fully engrossed in the household work. Somebody will be busy cooking, somebody will be busy washing clothes, somebody will be busy bringing water from the river or the pond. The old days. Nowadays, of course, that one activity is gone now. Fetching water from the pond or river. So, but some or other, the daughters-in-law, the mothers-in-law, they will keep themselves busy in this activity, that activity. Now, what happens? A daughter-in-law gets pregnant. Then the mother-in-law says, no, you don't do that. Automatically, the number of duties to be done by daughter-in-law, they start coming down. And দোষ মাসে কর্ম প্রায় করতে হয় না. And in the last month of the pregnancy, when the delivery is due, she is almost free from all the work. Now, her only activity is to await the arrival of the baby. That is the only duty that she has to perform. So Sri Ramakrishna says, earlier everybody in the household, they are engrossed in the activities, but the moment a daughter-in-law becomes pregnant, the mother-in-law starts reducing her duties, and in the last month, no duty at all. You just take rest and await the arrival. ছেলে হলে একবারে কর্মত্যাগ. And once the newborn comes, the newborn arrives, when the child is born, then there is complete renunciation of work. There is no more work to be done now. All the new mother has to do is take care of the child. That's it. That's the only work. No household work, no brooming, no washing clothes, no cooking, no other activities. So, মা ছেলেটি নিয়ে কেবল নাড়াচাড়া করে. Mother has to only look after the baby. All her attention, all her activity is pertaining to taking care of the child. ঘোর কন্যার কাজ শাশুড়ি ননদ যা এরা সব করে. Now she has been relieved of the household work. But what about the work that she used to do earlier before she became pregnant? Then automatically, slowly, the workload started reducing, and then after delivery, no work at all. Just mother and child. Now, what about those works that she was doing earlier? Now, Sri Ramakrishna says, all that work, they will be taken care of by Shwashudi, the mother-in-law, Nonod, the sister-in-law, Ja, that is actually in Indian our languages, we have this liberty. We have got this the unique this thing of naming each and every relation, not like English language where all, whether it is nanad or ja, they are all sisters-in-law. But in our Indian languages, nanad is husband's sister. Ja is wife of husband's brother. So we have got this typical, like we also have this names, specific names for maternal uncle, paternal uncle, and not only that, even the elder paternal uncle and the younger paternal uncle, for that we have specific terms. Unfortunately, the English language is very poor in that sense of naming the relations. So Sri Ramakrishna says, all those other works that this housewife was doing earlier, now they will be taken care of. They will be performed by the mother-in-law, by husband's sister, by the wife of husband's brother, and all other ladies of the house. So that is what happens when one reaches samadhi, when one attains samadhi. All the duties, formal duties, they drop off, and God takes care of that. God will see to it that now no more duties for my child. He has become one with me. So your japa, your worship, your performing arati, vesper service, your meditation, your doing yajna yag, all the austerities, everything comes to an end over here. That is one beautiful teaching that Sri Ramakrishna has given. And since he says that till the time we have this army, till this point the army is there, army of a devotee. The bottommost three planes, it is army, a wretched army. It is a wretched ego, the unripe ego. But from the heart, plane of heart onwards, it is that wretched ego is getting converted into ripe ego, but still ego is there. The devotee ego is still there. And that's why we can't touch the mother. We can see the form, but we can't go and embrace the mother because that difference is still there. That devotee army is still there. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, once you reach this plane, seventh plane, the Sahasrara, all the differentiation comes to an end, and with that also come to an end all the formal duties, all the formal worship. So that is the teaching Sri Ramakrishna is giving us in this 6th chapter, and in our next reading we will stop this reading here today. And in the next chapter, Sri Ramakrishna is going to address a very vital doubt. Because a lot of people might be wondering that how it happens that Sri Ramakrishna says that once you reach this plane, seventh plane, once you attain samadhi, the body can last only for 21 days, and after that there is death. But how is it that Sri Ramakrishna, having reached that stage, is still amongst us, is still talking to us and sharing this experience of his, that having attained samadhi, he couldn't perform any duties. He couldn't make the offering of water to the Lord. Water just started, the Ganges water, when he took it in his, the bowl of his palms, it just started dropping off from that Anjuli. It just started dropping off from the gap of the fingers, and then he was wondering what is happening. And then his cousin Haldari, the elder brother, he explained to him, this is what happens when you reach the stage of knowing the ultimate truth, knowing the Lord. And then there can be a doubt that if that is the thing, and if Sri Ramakrishna says that 21 days having reached that stage, the body drops off, how come he's still amongst us, amidst us, and telling us all these things, all his experiences? And Sri Ramakrishna is very intelligently, he is going to address this particular topic in his next talk of this, next advice, teaching of this sixth chapter. Avataradir Shorir Samadhipur. What is the condition of the body of incarnations, the avatars, after attaining samadhi? And what is the purpose of their retaining the bodies, the body consciousness, even after attaining samadhi? Lokashiksharjuno, that is giving instruction to mankind, that is to give teachings to the mankind. So that is the topic Sri Ramakrishna is going to tell us in our next reading, and going to remove that doubt also, that how come having attained samadhi, Sri Ramakrishna is still with us and giving these nectar-like teachings, sharing his nectar-like experiences with us. So there we stop our reading today, and as of now, Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur, Jai Ma, Jai Swami.